Hello everybody, I'm Roadblock. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. We're back on the free-to-play. So I kind of already recorded this episode, but it just turned into a giant rant about Apothecary, which was a continuation of what I ended up talking about on stream earlier. So something that I want to do, because I saw your comments and they were awesome. So somebody commented that they would love to see me do account takeovers and edit them down and put them out as their own individual video. I'm totally on board for this. That's all I needed was the motivation and the request. You know, if you guys want it, I'll do it. But I do want to, and I'm gonna put a disclaimer on it when I make that video too. But one thing to remember, when it comes to account takeovers and why I don't like to share them is I get a lot of anxiety about it. And maybe I talked about this in my other video the other day. I've done a lot of recording and a lot of streaming lately, and I don't know what I've said on recording and what I haven't, but I get a lot of anxiety about making account takeover videos because I may have an opinion or here's the thing, right? My brain kind of works a certain way, and what will end up happening is I may come to a conclusion that is correct, but I may be concluding it for the wrong reasons. If that makes sense. So oftentimes what'll happen is like I will assume I know what something means or why something happened. A great example is Wixwell. I don't know for sure if my shield is growing faster with Ursula in the team over whoever else I was using because she brings more buffs or because of the strengthen. So I assume it's more buffs. Some people say it's strengthen, right? Like, I guess I don't really know what's right, and I get really insecure because I'm worried that that I'm giving bad advice. But sometimes you need that, right? Sometimes you need a different train of thought or whatever. So I just try to be really careful and make sure I don't like I like to give my opinion and what I think works because it worked for me, but there may be a high level arena god that's going to say that's a terrible suggestion, don't do that. So, a little caveat before that, but you guys asked for them, so I will definitely edit down my account takeovers. So that's going to take a little work. I'm not the best editor because I don't do that much of it. My editing techniques are very small little tweaks. It's one of the reasons why I don't make shorts and other things because it's going to take me, 1-2 hours to edit that video, and I'm not quite there yet. So, wanted to address that. We just hit reset too, as you can see. So I'm gonna let me get the lag out of the way. Oh, sweet. I waited long enough that it didn't lag. Sweet. So, what do I want to talk about then? Well, let me give you guys, wow, that one was really bad. There isn't that much to update about right now, if I'm being honest. I spent, my other video was like 30 minutes about me ranting and raving about Apothecary and knowing when to upgrade your champions and when to move on from different tier champions. And that's a difficult thing to do. The one takeaway that I really want people to get from the rant that I'm not going to post is understand the reality of the game. So today on stream, we did I'm going to try to keep this rant short. We did a big debate about Apothecary. And my biggest frustration, Apothecary is a great champion, but my biggest frustration is they were calling him a healer. And if you're reliant, I'm finding my words to this, which is great. If you're reliant on an Apothecary heal to get you through a fight, you need to change your strategy. There's probably a better way to do those fights. And in the stream, I ended up showing a whole bunch of different teams that don't even use heals anymore, which is kind of the PvE meta that we're in, especially with Mr. Armand's here. I mean, a common reason that I would bring heals in PvE was for the waves. Because the bosses, you either need to mitigate that damage or else you're going to die, or you need to not let them do damage to you. Case in point would be bosses that you crowd control, right? That you turn meter control. So you've got like Fire Knight and Dark Fae. You want to turn meter control them. You don't want to necessarily out heal their attacks. Now there are some scenarios where you want to do that, or there are teams where you want to do that, right? Maybe a Valkyrie team or a Skull Crusher team or something. It's like, okay, I'm going to take this hit, but then I counter attack because I don't have an ally attacker champion or something along those lines. So this is the next best thing. I respect those strategies. I've ran those strategies before, so there are exceptions to every rule. But the those teams obviously are very unlikely to use Apothecary as their healer survival tactics. It's probably going to be more like a revive or something like that. But that's kind of a brief summary of what I was talking about. However, understand what the champion is really kind of doing for you, and it's oftentimes it's kind of hard to understand that. It's very easy to look and say that they're doing something that's in their kit, but are they doing it as effectively as you need? And like a great other example that I used in my rant earlier was Geomancer, and basically saying like people view Geomancer as a boss killer, and he is 1000%. He is a boss killer, but on teams where he gets hit, where you need your team to take damage in order to fully get advantage out of Geomancer. This is what makes him so good in the Wixwell team, because the Wixwell team gets hit the entire fight, and he just reflects a portion of that damage back. He has a chance to get the 3% proc to their enemy max HP off of it, as well as just the natural HP burn damage, right? But if you put him into a crowd-controlled team where you're reducing the turn meter of the enemy, he can do that, which is very important to remember. He does have full turn meter reduction right here, fully depletes the turn meter with his HP burn ability. That's great, right? But if you're maintaining that control, if you're rocking Geomancer, Allure, and Newt, and you're not letting that boss get a turn, Geomancer's not going to do as much damage. So stuff like that, I see those kinds of questions all the time, and so you really need to have a full understanding that it's not black and white. It's not plug and play. There are boss killers, and then there's boss killers with conditions. So anyways, I'm not going to go through the whole rant, but that was kind of what I was talking about. So just make sure you understand the champions and understand when to replace them. So if in the example of Apothecary, we have a 15% turn meter fill. Well, right out the gate, I had something better than that. I had Deacon Armstrong, so I never really needed Apothecary because he gives me that 15% fill on a 2-turn cooldown technically, because it's on a 3-turn cooldown, but he gets an extra turn. Therefore, it's immediately getting one of those 3-turn cooldowns used up, right? So, granted, he outruns his own buffs because of this, so it can be a little harder to play with, but still, you're getting this 15% on a 2-turn cooldown for the whole team if you're looking at it from that point of view. So I already had better than Apothecary when I got him, but if we even ignore Deacon, eventually when you get Arbiter, this is your other potential major upgrade. You've got a 30% turn meter fill, so doubling the amount of turn meter fill with a heal to the whole team on that. You also have a full team revive with an extra turn. You have a chance to decrease enemy buffs and then weaken, right? So now, the other one that is an upgrade, in my opinion, to Apothecary is High Katoon. Now, I sleep on High Katoon, and I know I sleep on her. I don't fully sleep on her. I do still, I think mine's 40 on this account, but I usually try to take her to 50 for Faction Wars. But this, for High Katoon, you have a speed aura. Then you have the same 15% turn meter and increased speed on all allies for 2 turns, but then also a chance to decrease the enemy turn meter and a decreased speed, which is arguably better than the kit that you get from Apothecary. The only difference is that triple hitter, which can sometimes be more beneficial in Fire Knight, but these days, you know, you're going to get your Cold Hearts, you're going to get your other options. So, you know, that's just an example going along with my rant that I went on. But so, what's going on the account? Nothing. I didn't run. I do need to fill you guys in. I did not run the dungeons like I said I would. I've been playing other games lately. So basically, I'll upload. Excuse me. I'll upload my video, and then I'll go hop in and play some other games, kind of decompress, de-stress, and by the time I go to bed, I'm like, well, I really don't want to hop on raid and run dungeons. In fact, today, so I streamed this morning. We ranted and we did a lot of PvP, and then I went and logged. I didn't log out, but a little after lunch was over, my wife came home and we went to the store because we're not going to be home tomorrow. So I ended up not playing the game as much, and I fell quite behind. I did get my dailies done, as you can see here on the free-to-play. I did manage to get my dailies done. Getting these dailies done today will get me another Void Shard and another Sacred, so we're looking good there. But I didn't get everything done that I would like to. So I didn't get Faction Wars done. I didn't get Iron Twins done, because I like to work right to left. Cursed City is taking a very big amount of time. And on my main account, Tag Team Arena is taking a big amount of time. Because on my main account, this is on my main account right here, on my main account on Tag Team Arena, I'm really pushing for gold on Tag Team Arena. And you'll see I won 6 and lost 3 before reset. But this was 2 hours. I was doing this almost right up to the wire. So this was about 2 hours worth of gameplay, manualing all of these fights. It's a pain in the butt. But I really want to hit Gold 1. I have a suspicion that once I hit Gold 1, it'll be easy to stay in Gold 1. We'll see, of course. But I do have that suspicion, and it does open up better rewards for me from the Bazaar. Or at the very least, potentially getting more gold bars from Gold 1. I assume 42. I assume this is the per win amount. So it will really help me to get more gold bars so that I can buy the other stuff faster that I want. You know, I really want to get these accessories, which is a big part of it, because I don't have a lot of refreshing cleansing accessories, and those would be really good. Like if I could get some for Trunda or for Acrisia or something like that. I think I have some for Acrisia. I also want, I might not even buy, honestly, I might not even buy the Sacred. I might actually just come in here, get the accessories, and try to make more for the Void Shards as well, because that's really my only focus in the game at this point. But bottom line is, on the main account, it's taking up about 2 hours of time, and then for me to leave for a whole another 3 hours in the afternoon didn't give me time to get caught up everywhere else. So luckily, the Tag Team Arena battles on the free-to-play are all auto. I can just click auto, and I pretty much win them all still, because bronze is just really easy. And I have pretty stacked teams because I have like Armands and stuff like that. So these are the teams I go with, right? This is my old school arena team that still works. This is my secondary team that's just basically reliant on a really strong UDK, I guess you could say. And then this team is all about Armands. Armands just turn meter controls everybody, and I win. So now, obviously, it's a little early to be pushing for Tag Team Arena, but I'm hoping to get a consistent lead on the main account, right? Because Sunday is when this becomes a real big deal. But if I can get a big enough lead here, that's going to help me. All right, let's talk about tomorrow. I will not be streaming tomorrow. I already announced this on stream. I will not be streaming tomorrow morning. I usually stream 9 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. Tomorrow, I will not be streaming because I am taking the kids to go do something fun. That will likely also heavily impact my ability to play the Raid Shadow Legends in general. I hope to at least complete the daily quest, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to knock out everything that I need to. The great news is that the clan boss and everything is really quick and easy. Could I play tonight now that reset has already happened? Absolutely, I could. Am I going to? Absolutely not. I started playing, which a game that I've been waiting to play for a very, very long time, Baldur's Gate. I really want to continue playing that. So that, as soon as I'm done recording this video, I'm hopping off for the night, and I'm going to play that. I'll wake up in the morning. I'll do my clan bosses. Tonight, I will run dungeons. I know I said I would yesterday, and then I didn't. I will run dungeons tonight because I need the silver really bad. I spent quite a lot of silver rebuilding my Armands to get him even faster, so I actually was able to get a speed set on him and a protection set for the 10% speed increase. Or sorry, 12% speed increase off of a 3 set. And that's also getting me, because the chest place was accuracy, and as you guys may recall, I don't keep a lot of accuracy main stat stuff on the account. This is all the accuracy main stuff on the account, and that's because I started keeping it used to sell this stuff right away. But I happen to have a piece of protection that had it, and that piece of protection rolled speed. We rolled speed and accuracy. We rolled speed and accuracy. So this ended up being better than all of the speed gear on my account that had both speed and accuracy. So I still have 456 accuracy, a little low, but high enough for my level. Speed is still a little slow at 270, but it's better than what it was, which was like I think 220 maybe. So certainly better than what it is. And I was also able to speed up my Arbiter. Or no, I didn't. Sorry. It's the second time I said that. I said my other video too. I feel like I was tinkering with her, but I wasn't. So my Arbiter is still only 305 speed. Now that's very slow, but for the teams that I'm facing, hopefully it's fast enough. So anyways, I'm going to make this a short video for you guys. Mostly I wanted to get on here and make sure I could announce to you that I won't be streaming tomorrow morning, but I will be streaming Saturday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, opening every single Void Shard on this account. And I will be getting at least one more Void Shard from the quests, from the monthly quest. So that is the plan. 9:30 Eastern Time. Try to be there on time if you want to see me open shards. It's really, I can't delay for too long. Like, I'll vamp for a little bit, and so I probably won't start pulling shards until 9:45 or whatever, giving people time to show up. But 9:30 is when the stream will start, and then we'll pull those shards. And for whatever legendaries I pull when I'm pulling shards, I will gift a membership to somebody in the chat. So that allows you access to an account takeover if you're looking for one. You have a random chance to become a member and get an account takeover, which I just did the other day. And then you also have a random chance to that'll help you with seeing ads when I'm streaming and other benefits. So feel free to take a look at that. Or to come hang out, rather. And it's always more fun live because I can sit there and you get to see that shock and the just, you get to experience it with me. And my mercy's not high. I'm not expecting a legendary, but there's always that possibility, especially when you're pulling during a 2x. And a void legendary on this account would be crazy. Something I mentioned, I think this was on stream, that is crazy to me is if you look at my roster of void legendaries. So the following void legendaries are what I've pulled: Angar, Acrizia, Claydna, Baron, Aeliel, Vitreous, Tunisia, Gurgo, and Bellinor. Those are the ones that I've pulled. And it was really funny. Needed a buff, got a buff. Needed a buff, got a buff. Baron's amazing. Still needs a buff, in my opinion. Needed a buff, got a buff. That's 3 of my chance. Gurgo is bad. Bellinor's okay. I just didn't need him by the time I got him. And Tunisia's the same thing. By the time I got Tunisia, I had HP burners that I'm pretty okay with, and it didn't really feel the need to go Tunisia. Great champion. Not saying she's bad. I just don't really use HP burners anymore. I probably should, but I don't. So, pretty funny that I don't have her leveled. But, yeah, those were all the ones I pulled from shards. Everything else, free, fusion, summoning event. It wasn't really a fusion, right? It was like a, I forget what they call them, but the overtime thing. So that's how I got Tormund. Free from Doom Tower. So my luck on voids, I would say is bad, but if you pull a Krizia, you can't say it's bad. The fact that I got a Krizia made up for all of it. So anyways, I just mostly wanted to announce that. So I will see you guys. I don't know if a video will come out Friday night because I'm going to be very limited on time. So keep that in mind. However, I will be streaming Saturday night, and I will see you all there. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for your support. If you enjoy my content, I know this wasn't really much content, but if you do enjoy my content and you find yourself watching these videos every now and then, please consider subscribing. It directly helps me. It helps build the channel. It helps build the notoriety of the channel. That's going to help me be able to like reach out to other content creators and things and say, hey, you want to do a collaboration? Because if any content creators see this, I'm open for collaborations. I would love to do one. But yeah, I feel like if you get a little bit more legitimate status as a channel, then you can kind of do that sort of stuff. So building up my channel reputation will help with that. And then it also directly helps me, right? So, all right. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next video.